Welcome back to. I'm sorry. I started up the started talking, started welcoming too quickly. What's up, guys? We're doing things Tycoon wise once again. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get back into that MSQ feeling in a little bit, but right now we have Alana and she has a need for the card. You know what I'm saying? We play your cards right, you can win any battle, and that's kind of what we're talking about today. It's a little bit of a mindset talk. I know people hate these because they kind of profoundly tell us that we are fucked. And the thing is, you are fucked. I am also fucked. And the crazy thing about mindsets is that you can slowly shift them. But what is natural to you is always natural to you. So, if you slowly shift it, unless you commit to it for a very long time, it's probably never going to, become ingrained. Or unless, that shift happened very early in life and childhoods where our brains are the most malleable. But yeah, I have a platitude to talk about because this is a very interesting Tycoon episode. This happened about 2 or 3 days before the end. I'm recording this on the last day, so apologies there for all of my Tycoonites. The event is over. You know what I'm saying? I know. It was very sad. It's very sad. It's a very fun one. This is probably the event that I did the most episodes on. And why, you may ask? It relates to the episode title. That's why I'm getting into it. It's because of this mindset that I have that I cannot get rid of that has been ingrained on me. A little bit of nature, a little bit of nurture, but yeah, essentially, I don't like to leave things on the table. I don't like to, feel uncomfortable and not get the full blunt of the uncomfortability. I don't like to avoid it. I like to head towards the fire. I get pretty excited when, I hit the gym and everybody's looking at me because I got scrawny arms and I'm not as strength as the other person. Like for me, the gym, I have to watch myself for my competitive nature, so that I don't hurt myself. So that's why this is one of the main reasons why I didn't go. Nowadays, there's a few more reasons why the gym is kind of shit. But honestly, what has brought me to play so much of this event and do so many things in life that are generally, embarrassing, detrimental, uncomfortable, because the mindset, the dangerous mindset, the mindset that has me recording this video at this very moment, even though you could probably tell I'm a little bit congested. I feel sick. I felt sick all morning, but I try to do at least one of these a day. Just like the music thing. Like a daily grind, If it sucks, it sucks. I might upload it, I might not upload it. Like, who really cares? It's just, commentary over a video. It doesn't really matter about the quality. And if you want a little BTS of why this shit has so many views, it's because I honestly just mute the videos and watch the amazing footage of Dragon Quest. My cute little avatar bopping around. It's the same thing I do with streamers a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'll just visually stimulate myself while listening to someone else try to give me knowledge, platitudes. Just sort of yap on about whatever is going on in their life, connected to my experience, and try to understand things a little bit better. Um, and that's the thing, guys. Better business bureau. That's the thing. You have to realize if you don't have the mindset to just constantly shift and grow and change and get better at things, and you have the mindset of I just need to get through it. I just need to use whatever method I can to elevate. I'm here for the results, not for the actual person or thing or skills I'm becoming. I don't care about getting better. I care about money or women or whatever various external earthly luxury we have. Because honestly, I'm noticing the more and more all this sadness and all this anguish that people feel and try to corroborate on you, it's just from their lack, of perceived luxuries that they have. And oftentimes it's perceived because you do have these luxuries that you're all like, oh, I don't have any friends, I don't have any whatevers, I don't have any, fun things to do or fun things to watch or whatever. It's perceived. It's perceived because that's how they want it. They want you to think you have no way out and you have no fun things, you have no blah, 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 so that they can solve all of those problems for you, my friend. Who is the they? Of course, big business, okay? Everybody like me who has a drive to just do things and improve, okay? They've seen the light, or perhaps the darkness, that allows us to just grow. And once you get high enough and you have enough people around you and under you, it's hard to not be blinded by your own sauce, and thus just start exploiting the retards who think that everything should just be laid out on a platter and just keep complaining about things that, like I said, you probably already have. And it's a mindset. I noticed it pretty quickly. Honestly, oh my gosh, I have to fucking blow my nose again. Hold on. Like there are certain indicators of either mindset, you know. And we're not gonna get into a huge plethora, a luxury list, but you know, a huge indicator is just my reaction to this game. Not this, you know, Dragon Quest X, but this game within Dragon Quest X. You guys know, I talked to you about this on the first 9th Tycoon episode. I sucked. I did suck. I still suck. But as you're going to see in this footage, as you're clearly seeing now in this footage, I learned. I just stayed in the game. I stayed in my suck, you know, and I realized, and you will realize if you stay in your suck, that all of these fears, all these false expectations appearing real, that you put in your mind from you sucking around other people are not actually real. And if you don't get this in your mind early enough, then you will go on to late older years not being able to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Because you're weaker. You have to do things in a shitty way at this older age. But you're like, oh, I'm so prideful, I can't be bad at it. So now you can't do shit. How's that feel? How's that feel? Now you can't have fun with people? Oh, sorry about that. You can't, you know, breathe in new skills and new tasks. You can't learn new things. The sin of pride. The sin of pride. But it's also the sin of vulnerability, you know? I don't even know if it's really a sin. It's just like we're trying to protect ourselves. And I get that. I understand that. But the more and more I live life, the more and more I think it's like, what the fuck am I actually protecting? You know, what is the true point of fitting in or protecting my reputation in a divinely corrupt society? Like why am I trying to protect the reputation in this society when we're just openly allowed to just nudify people? I'm allowed to just take your body and hit the zap button and now you're a porn character. Like, why would I want to fit into this corrupt? And people are defending this. People are actively defending this in no way, shape, or form. And I'm the kind of person that's just like, look, man, anyone ever, you know, unless you are gaining money from it, should not be posting pictures of themselves online. That's me, you know, and I'm the prude that's even like, you know, if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you know, you should probably dress according to them to make them comfortable. You know, I don't really care if you know you like doing this or you like doing this, but you know it all comes down to working as a team, and the internet has no alliance, you know, it never has. So, and it's also forever, you know. So I feel like this is the wake-up call for a lot of people, you know, that's there's dirty, dark parts of the internet that are often corroborated and helped out, lobbied, if you will, by people with horrible intentions. And they get these dangerous mindsets, like I said, from just keeping going, from keeping the train going, from doing the same exact thing that I'm doing. I've said it multiple times in this playthrough through the MSQ, but the devil and God have the same tools, use the same tactics, use the same methods, sometimes in very congruent and inconceivably similar ways. You can even tell, you know, you can even, it's like, is this the devil working? Is this God working? I don't fucking know, man. They're both, you know, this power dynamic that you can't really interact with. You know, it's just like when you interact with your favorite streamer. It's a God complex, man. It's a power dynamic that you can't really interact with. You can just observe. You can just admire. And that is what life is for. It's for admiring the struggle as a friend of it, okay? Because you are friends with the human experience, right? We're humans. We're living it. And you don't want to be enemies with the human experience, then, you know, we're just cruising towards it. So we're trying to be friends with the human experience. You got to love all parts of it. And for some reason, I don't know why. I can't tell you why. I've always loved the pain part of it. You know, is that weird? Is that awkward? Like, a lot of people that I subscribe to, that I watch, that I adhere to, I honestly can say have vastly different opinions and perspectives as me. But I want to grow and I want to understand them. So I watch them anyways. And like I said, I understand the God complex. I understand that this is just some bullshit, you know, corroborated by the bigger business to help us all hate ourselves. That's all it is. You know, if you stare at the mirror the wrong way, of course it's gonna come back at you in a very evil way. But if you stare at the mirror the wrong way, and you have the attitude that is dangerous, the dangerously smug mindset, then you're just automatically gonna get better. There's no way to not get better. Okay? The problem is when people stare at the mirror and you listen to all your friends and your family and everybody's telling you, you're right, it's okay, don't worry, they're the wrong ones, you're doing so fantastic and amazing. And I learned early on that you can really just take anything that people decide to say to you as a compliment, as good, you know, as justice. It's not really the way communication works. You know, you're not just gonna take strictly what the words are. Okay, you're gonna take usually what's natural to you, what's automatic, but you can choose. Isn't that crazy, right? You can choose what to take from people, from any conversation or statement or whatever. You can choose. You have a choice, baby. And so I say, you know, choose growth. Whatever it is, we can be better. I'll see you next event.